Hi guys, it's Marianne, the Frugal Chef. Why don't we make gnocchi from scratch? I got a petition for this. I know a lot of people can't find it at the store. You know, this is not as complicated at all. We used to make these when I was little, and I used to love it because they'd let me roll the little pieces on the fork like I'm going to show you. It's a lot of fun. So you can make this a family activity. Let's make this. I have 6 large russet potatoes in this steamer. I peeled them, I cut them, into 8 pieces. I'm gonna steam these for about 20 minutes until they're tender, and then we will make our gnocchi. These potatoes are nicely cooked, they're tender. If you have a mill, go ahead and just rice the potato through it. I don't, so I'm going to use a fork and I'm going to mash it. I want it to be mashed well and evenly, so I'm going to go ahead and mash this and come back to you. I placed my mashed potatoes on a clean board and I spread them out. I want them to dry up and cool down completely. Then we'll put them back in the bowl. Okay, these potatoes cooled down. They dried up a little bit. I put them in a bigger bowl than the one I used to mash them. And I'm going to make a little well in the middle here. And I'm going to add 2 eggs. I'm going to use a fork to mash these eggs into these potatoes. I want to, mix it all evenly. We want to end up with a nice light and airy little dumpling. Not a big heavy one. I'm gonna season this with some salt. Not much, because the sauce I'm using, I'm gonna serve this with gorgonzola sauce. It's got salt in it, so not much. I'm gonna add a cup of flour to this, and I'm going to mix it, and then I'll start adding flour a tablespoon at a time until we have the consistency we want. My hands are clean, and I'm just going to start mashing this until I have a nice uniform dough. I don't want it to be sticky, but I don't want it to be dry either, so that's why I'm going to just start adding it a tablespoon at a time. If you're doing this, you could have a large pot of salted water, start it boiling so that we can cook these. So, I'm going to add a tablespoon of flour. I'm going to add another tablespoon of flour to this. And I think that's going to do the trick. See, now I have a dough that's more uniform. It's still a little sticky though. I'm going to put a little more flour on this. You have to play this by ear at home, so. Okay, see, I can roll it now into a rope. So this is ready. It's where I want it. I dusted a baking pan with some semolina. We're going to put our gnocchi once we make it on here before we cook it. I'm going to lightly flour this board here. Take a piece of my potato and I'm going to roll it into a thin rope. I know there's a horrible shadow here tonight, but what can we do? I'm going to cut these like this. Next, I'm going to grab a fork and I'm going to just gently squeeze my gnocchi against it. Let me zoom in so you can see that again. like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this with all my dough, and then I'll see you at the pot. We'll cook them. I have a pot of water, like I told you, salted water here. And I want to show you how these cook. I'm just going to throw these gnocchi into the pot. They're gonna cook really fast, guys. Now, of course, when you buy these, they're perfect, right? Everything's the same size. They're beautiful. These are handmade, so they're not perfect, but they're delish. And that's all we care about. When your gnocchi resurfaces like this, it just starts floating on top, it's ready, guys. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm just going to take it out of the water and put it in a bowl that I'm going to set right next to my pot so it keeps warm. And then we'll just pour the sauce on top before we serve this. Here's some of our cooked gnocchi. I'm just going to go ahead and pour some gorgonzola sauce on this, and then I'm going to take my this to the table and we can start eating. I have a small video on how to make this sauce. It's really easy and it's super tasty. You can serve gnocchi with whatever you want. You can make it a red sauce if you want, a tomato sauce. Typically it's served with a butter and Parmesan and sage. So here you go, my friends, gnocchis from thefrugalchef.com. Come to the website. We have all kinds of recipes that are not in video form. We actually have a video on a gnocchi casserole if you want to check that out. You know, you can make this gnocchi and they make that casserole with some ground beef and tomato. Ooh, very nice. Eat well, my friends, without going broke. I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to rate and comment on this video.